All right, Nathan here. Today, what is it, December 8th, 2017. I'm a little bit late getting this video in, mostly because of a lot of the crazy fires in Southern California. It's been kind of hectic. So, anyone that's affected by the fires, I definitely know what you're going through, and wish you all the best. But let's get on to it. This is my 2017 NFL Week 14 picks. I already did Thursday. I had the Saints. They could have won at the end. They lost, in a very heartbreaking fashion due to a kind of poor decision by Drew Brees at the interception at the end. Otherwise, could have sent it to overtime or even outright won. I did get the under though. It was well under 52. So, moving on to Sunday. So we'll just go through each game here. So first, I've got Detroit and Tampa Bay. There's no line yet because they're waiting on the health of Matthew Stafford. And, I don't know if Jameis Winston is playing. I think he is. So that line is off for now. We can get that later. We got Chicago at Cincinnati. Again, Chicago has a great defense. Cincinnati had actually been playing better, towards the last few weeks. They lost in heartbreaking fashion as well against Pittsburgh, Monday Night Football. Cincinnati's favored by 6.5 points. That's kind of a lot, but Chicago has a hard time scoring. Cincinnati as well has some issues with scoring. Over-under is 38.5 points. I mean, this is a real toss-up. I'm tempted to take the points with Chicago because anything can happen, but I'm going to lean towards, I'm not confident with this, but I'm going to lean towards Cincinnati at 6.5 points. And I will, 38.5. And just Chicago has a hard time scoring. I will lean towards the under as well, 38.5 under. We'll punch it in. So that's game 107 for Chicago, 108 for Cincinnati. Indianapolis and Buffalo, again, no line there. Tyrod Taylor's availability is in question, so we'll get to that when that comes. The game after that, we've got Seattle at Jacksonville. Seattle beat Philadelphia in convincing fashion at home. Now they're on the road. Jacksonville's favored by 2.5 points. Both these teams have great defenses. Jacksonville might have the best defense in the league this season. Their offense has struggled a little bit. Seattle as well, their offense has been inconsistent at times, but sometimes they put up 40. So there's always a chance for defensive turnovers too, which can run up the score. So it's very hard to say. But if you're predicting just the offenses here scoring and not the defenses, then I would predict this game to go under 40 points. But if you think there's going to be a pick six or some sort of fumble with a short field, which could very well happen with these two teams, then I could also see it going over 40 as well. So my pick here is going to be plus 2.5 with Seattle. I just think they're on a roll. They're good. Jacksonville could still win this game, but if they win, it's probably going to be like a point or two, most likely. I think Seattle's probably going to win this. And this is a really tough over-under because, like I said, if we're just predicting the offenses, I think it's under 40. But, with two great defenses, turnovers, I'm going to go with the over 40. I'm just going to predict a few turnovers, short fields, drive that score up over 40. All right, next game. We're at 113 Oakland at 114 Kansas City. Let's see, line is minus 4.5 now for Kansas City. It was minus 4 when it opened. Looks like people are backing Kansas City. I want Oakland to win. I'm from California. I would like Oakland to win this game. But that said, they haven't been that impressive this season. They are getting Michael Crabtree back. I think the last game did come down to 1 point, but it was kind of BS with like the flags at the end and whatnot. Kansas City, they've lost what, 5 in a row, 4 in a row. They keep finding ways to lose. I'm gonna reluctantly take the points here. We'll go plus 4.5 with Oakland. Over under is 48.5. We're gonna take the under of 48.5 points. Both of these teams have struggled to score at times. Last week Kansas City lit it up with 30 points, but I'm going to take the under. So we're going to go Oakland plus 4.5, under 48.5. Game after that, we've got Minnesota, 115 Minnesota at 116 Carolina. Minnesota's favored by 2.5 points. It started as a pick, so a lot of people backing Minnesota here. Part of me feels like it's time for Minnesota to lose a game. And, Carolina's good. They beat New England. It seems they play most teams tough. But every time I see Minnesota play, they're very impressive. Their defense is excellent. I made a few mistakes earlier by jumping off a winning streak too early, by thinking it was their time to lose. I'm just going to keep riding it then. So we're going to go with Minnesota minus 2.5. The over-under's 39.5. I'm going to take the over of 39.5. Like, although both of these teams have very good defenses, I feel like both these teams can also score points. And I feel that they will. All right, next thing we got 117 Green Bay at 118 Cleveland. Green Bay needs to win this game in order for Aaron Rodgers to be able to come back and give them a chance to make the playoffs. Cleveland is still winless, but judging by last week, Brett Hundley had 89 passing yards or something crazy, but they still won. But that was at home. Now they're on the road. Cleveland actually plays pretty well at home. They're 3-point dogs. I almost feel like this is a chance for Cleveland to potentially win this game. I really want to pick Cleveland. But Green Bay, they need to win this game. I know this is going to come back to bite me, but we're going to go Green Bay minus 3. Over under is 39.5. Again, it's kind of a low number. This game is going to go, it should go under, but they got Josh Gordon back. He could score a lot of points. We're going to go under, but this game, they're probably going to score exactly like 40 or 41 points. We're going to go 39.5 under. Lock it in. All right, San Francisco, 119 San Francisco, 120 Houston. Jimmy Garoppolo seems legit. He seems like the real deal. Seems like San Francisco was inspired against Chicago. They're on the road here. Normally, I wouldn't take San Francisco or touch them with a 10-foot pole, but I think they are building on something. So we're going to take San Francisco plus 3 on the road, and the over-under is 44.5. We're going to still take the under here. They don't consistently put up points, and I don't think Houston does either with their backup quarterback. Was it Tom Savage? So we're going to go under 44.5 and plus 3 for San Francisco. All right, next game we got 121 Washington at 122 LA Chargers. Washington, they screw me every time. If I pick Washington, they lose. If I pick against Washington, they win. Washington loses to every team that they should beat, and they beat or cover the spread on every team that they should lose to. The Chargers are legit. They're very good. If it hadn't been for kicking woes earlier in the season, they would probably be leading their division easily. They're favored by 6 points at home. I mean, that's a lot, but I think if they are as legit as they seem, they should win this game probably by 4 to 5 points. Average winning margin in the NFL is 6 points. Part of me wants to take Washington, but no matter what I pick, I know it's going to be wrong. So we're going to go with the Chargers, -6 at home. Over-under is 46.5 points. We're going to go over 46.5. All right, we've got the New York Jets, 123 New York Jets at 124 Denver. Denver's lost, I don't know how many games in a row now, 5, 6. They keep finding ways to lose. The Jets have been fairly impressive. I think every single one of their losses this season has been by 1 score or less. The line opened -1 at Denver, which worries me a little bit. You know, weather's starting to get cold. I don't know if it's snowy. But the Jets, they seem like a solid team that if the ball bounced, a little differently, they could be in the playoffs. So we're going to go Jets -1, over under 41.5. We're taking the over. They can put up points. Denver still has a pretty good pass defense, but I feel like the Jets, they put up points against everyone. Carolina has a good pass defense, and they put up plenty of points against them. So we're going with the Jets. We're going to keep riding it. I think they're a pretty good team, despite their record. All right, we've got 125 Tennessee at 126 Arizona. To me, both these teams are underperforming a little bit, but Tennessee, every year there's always a team that is kind of mediocre, but the ball bounces their way. They get the close wins, it's 1 touchdown or less, 1 score or less. They seem to win them. That's Tennessee. It's like almost every game comes down to the wire. They find ways to win. I don't know what to say. Arizona, on the other hand, they've played some close games, but they haven't been able to put it together. So both these teams are a lot closer than you would think. I don't really like backing either of these teams. So when that's the case, I'm just going to go with the home underdog, +3 Arizona. Over under is 43 points. This game's probably going to end up exactly 43. We're going to go with the over 43. I think it's going to be back and forth. It's going to be close. And Arizona's probably going to win it or lose it by a field goal. All right, next team, we've got Philadelphia at the LA Rams. This line opened as a pick. Now the Rams are favored by 1. People are backing the Rams. I mean, Philadelphia is still a great team, but they're having to play 3 games on the road in a row towards the end of the season. I think they got surprised a little bit at Seattle. Seattle's a very good team, and the Rams are a very good team too. Rams have surprised me as well. Like I thought they were going to lose to the Saints, but they beat the Saints. They didn't turn over the ball. They played smart. They played tough, and they beat them, I believe, 26-20. I think it's going to be a similar game. I think the Rams and the Eagles, they're going to go back and forth. But I'm going to go with the Rams. I think that the Eagles maybe got punched in the mouth a little bit. They've got something to prove, but I think the Rams have something to prove too. So we're going with the Rams. Show them that, hey, the NFC West isn't so bad. Rams -1. Over under is 48. I'm going to say this is a high scoring game. We're going to go over 48 points. Rams going to take it home. The Eagles are going to have to get worried a little bit, especially about getting a first round bye. The game number 127 and 128, Philadelphia and the Rams, if I didn't mention it. All right, next we got 129 Dallas at 130 the New York Giants. Eli Manning's back. I think that's gonna pump up the Giants a little bit. I would assume. Ezekiel Elliott's still out. Dallas got a really big win last week against against Washington. I mean, that was huge. They kind of blew them out at home. Now they're on the road. It's kind of a must-win for them. Giants, they want to prove something themselves. This line opened at -6 for Dallas. Now it's at -3.5. So I'm not sure if that's because Dallas is a public team and they knew that people were going to bet it on them no matter what, so they had to open it up kind of on the extreme end. Because it seems like a lot of points on the road. I mean, the Giants, they're not great, but 6 points at home is, as you can see with Seattle, like, it was crazy. Seattle, they outright won that game. So, two hated division rivals. I think if what we saw against Washington is, the real Dallas Cowboys, where they can, pound the ball, be smart, win the game, not make Dak Prescott have to do much, because I think that game he only passed for like 100 yards. They can win this game. Sorry, that was my son. Had to help him out with his favorite TV show. All right, so yeah, Dallas at New York Giants. I am going to reluctantly back Dallas here, -3.5. I mean, I really don't like giving up the 3.5 points, especially on the road. But I think Dallas can win this game. They need to win this game. Eli Manning hasn't been great this season. We're going to back Dallas. Over-unders 41.5 points. I mean, both these teams have struggled to score at times, so the under seems likely, but I'm actually going to go with the over. They're division rivals. I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be back and forth. Dallas wins this game by 4 points. All right, next game, 131 Baltimore at 132 Pittsburgh. I mean, this is going to be a great game. Hated division rivals. Baltimore, they've been sneaking up on people. Their defense is excellent. They've had 3 shutouts. They were shutting out Detroit like 20-0 in the first half until Detroit started making a comeback. These teams don't like each other. They hit hard. Both have great defenses. We've got an over-under of 43.5, and Pittsburgh's favored by 5. Originally, Pittsburgh was favored by 7, but clearly people were taking the point to Baltimore. First of all, we'll get the easy one out of the way. These games are usually slugfest. Once in a while it goes over, but I think if you look at the last 10 matchups, probably like 8 of them have gone under. So we're going to go under 43.5 points. That one's an easy call. The next call is, which Pittsburgh's going to show up? Is it going to be the team that blows people out at home? In this spot, that it'd have to be 5 points, or is this a team that it's going to be a close game? And usually these games are decided by field goals. So we're going to take the points. Baltimore +5 on the road at Pittsburgh. All right, so that's all the Sunday games. I'm going to stop there, and I'll just do another video for Monday Night Football, probably sometime Sunday or Monday morning, and we'll talk about that then. All right, so let me know what you think. If you like the picks, feel free to comment below. If you don't like the picks, comment below as well. But that's what my picks for this week. We'll see how we do. Last week I went, I believe, 18-14. Is that right? What does that add up to? 32? Yeah, 18-14. Not amazing, but still winning. So hopefully we'll do just as well, if not better, this week. But there's always a lot of close calls. Anytime there's 7 or more points in the NFL, it's usually right to back the points. But you kind of have to look at each game not just by itself, but kind of as a story, like how things are playing out. And that's why for Baltimore and Pittsburgh, I liked I think it's close because these teams usually play each other very close. So that's why I'm taking the points there. Dallas, New York Giants. Like, that's why it's not such a slam dunk to take Dallas, even at -3.5 when it was at -6. I mean, Eli Manning coming back could really re-energize the Giants. Have something to prove. That if there's a team they want to beat, regardless of if it's a lost season, it's going to be the Cowboys. So it's very hard to back Dallas here, but I'm doing it only because I feel the Giants are so injured and so there's like a lack of talent on that team. It's not a lack of effort necessarily. They just don't have the talent to win. Whereas the Cowboys, they have the talent. Like, they've got excellent receivers. They have excellent offensive line. Even their backup running back is very good. Dak Prescott is a solid quarterback. Top to bottom, at least on the offense, they are a solid team. So there's no reason why they couldn't win this game other than they're on the road. And they could be playing against an inspired Giants team. And then same with Philadelphia and the Rams. Like, normally, hey, Philadelphia, they're amazing, they've been winning, but they lost to Seattle. The Rams, they have been playing very well this season, top to bottom. And I just feel that Philadelphia Eagles, they've got 3 in a row on the road. It may just be time for them to get a reality check here, and the Rams may be the ones to give it to them. So, again, all right, well, my son wants me, so I will sign out here. All right, see you later.